Good evening, children. Now I can explain continue classes. How to we can get the charges, either the cations and the anions. Now I can explain some basic concepts. In the periodic table, highly stability elements, that is noble gas elements, noble gas elements are inert gas elements. Are rare gases. Are zero group elements. That is 8th A group elements. That is helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. These are the elements are highly stability elements in the periodic table. Periodic table lone ee group elements highly stability elements untayi. So what is the atomic number of helium? 2, and atomic number of neon is 10, atomic number of argon is 18, atomic number of krypton is 36, atomic number of xenon is 54, atomic number of radon is 86. So yesterday we discussed about the atomic number Z is equal to number of electrons equal to number of protons. So that's why how many electrons will be present in the helium atom? 2 electrons will be present. Atomic number 2 కాబట్టి 2 electrons ఉంటాయి. Atomic number 10 కాబట్టి 10 electrons ఉంటాయి. So here 18 electrons, here 36 electrons, here 54 electrons, here 86 electrons. These elements are highly stability elements. These elements are highly stable elements. The remaining elements, to get the nearest noble gas configurations, so if you take some elements, hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium and calcium. Like that, up to we can take 20 elements. How many elements are present in the noble gas elements? Up to 20 elements means 3 elements are present, that is helium and neon, and one more element is argon. These elements are highly stable elements in the periodic table. The remaining elements, to try to get the noble gas configuration, that is octet configurations or duplet configurations, to get the stability. So helium, how many electrons will be present? In the 2 electrons are present in the helium, 10 electrons are present in the neon, 18 electrons are present in the argon. Atomic number entu unte and electrons aneti untayi. So here how many electrons will be present? 1 electron, here 3 electrons, here 4 electrons, 5 electrons, 6 electrons, 7 electrons, 8 electrons, 9 electrons, 10 electrons, 11 electrons, 12 electrons, 13 electrons, 14 electrons, 15 electrons, 16 electrons, 17 electrons, 18 electrons, 19 electrons and 20 electrons. Remaining ఇప్పుడు helium atomic number 3, it is goes to nearer to helium. లిథియం అనేది దేని దగ్గరగా ఉందంటే హీలియంకి దగ్గరగా ఉంది కాబట్టి లిథియంలో ఎన్ని ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ 3 ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్, హీలియంలో ఎన్ని ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ అంటే 2 ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్. సో 3 electrons are converted to 2 electrons. So lithium atom to lose 1 electron to get the nearest noble gas configuration of helium. So loss of electrons indicate that plus sign. How many electrons are lost the lithium atom to get the nearest noble? So similar to beryllium. So how many electrons are present in the beryllium? 4 electrons are present in the beryllium atom. So beryllium, it is nearer to helium. So 4 electrons are converted into 2 electrons. How many electrons will be lose? 2 electrons. So plus loss of electrons indicate that plus sign. How many electrons will be lost? 2 electrons. So beryllium atom to lose 2 electrons is converted into helium. Similar to boron also. How many electrons are present in the boron atom? 5 electrons are present in the boron atom. So it is nearer to also helium. So boron are converted to helium, it lose 3 electrons. So carbon, it is nearer to helium and also it is nearer to neon. So carbon can forms 2 types of ions. One is plus 4 ions. When carbon can lose 4 electrons to get the nearest configuration of helium. So carbon to gain 4 electrons to convert the neon configuration. So carbon can form 2 ions, either plus 4 ions or minus 4 ions. So similar to nitrogen. How many electrons will be present in nitrogen? 7 electrons. So nitrogen is nearer to neon. 7 electrons are converted to 10 electrons. How many electrons will to gain of minus sign indicate that gain of electrons. How many electrons will be gained? 3 electrons. So nitrogen is converted into neon to gain 3 electrons. So how many electrons are present in the oxygen? 8 electrons. 8 electrons are converted to 10 electrons. How many electrons to gain? Minus sign indicate that gain of electrons. How many electrons to gain? 2 electrons. So similar to fluorine. In the 9 electrons are present in the fluorine. 9 electrons are converted to 10 electrons. How many electrons to gain? 1 electron. So minus sign indicate that gain of electrons. How many electrons to gain? 1 electron. So neon is stable. How many there is no gain of electrons, there is no loss of electrons because of it is a stable elements. So sodium, how many electrons will be present in the sodium? 11 electrons will be present in the sodium. Sodium can lose 1 electron to get the nearest noble gas configuration of neon. So plus sign indicates that loss of electron, to lose 1 electron to get the nearest configuration of neon. So similar to magnesium also. In 12 electrons are present in the magnesium. 12 electrons are converted to 10 electrons. To lose how many electrons? 2 electrons. Loss of electron, that plus sign indicates that loss of electrons to after the plus sign, the number indicates that how many electrons are lost by the metals. So similar to aluminum also. 13 electrons are converted to 10 electrons. How many electrons will be lost? 3 electrons. So plus sign indicates that loss of electrons. How many electrons to lose the aluminum? 3 electrons. It is converted into neon configuration. Similar to silicon also can form the plus 4 or minus 4. Phosphorus to gain how many electrons? 3 electrons to convert the argon configuration. Sulfur, how many electrons? 16 electrons. It is nearer to argon. Sulfur to gain 2 electrons to get the nearest noble gas configuration of argon. Chlorine also 17 electrons are converted to 18 electrons to gain 1 electron to convert the argon. Here is the charge of argon is 0. Here also charge of neon is 0. Charge of helium also 0. There is no loss of electrons, there is no gain of electrons. It is a stable configuration. So potassium, how many electrons? 19 electrons. 19 electrons are converted to 18 electrons. how many electron will be lost? 1 electrons. So plus sign indicate that loss of electrons. How many electron will be lost? 1 electrons to get the nearest noble gas configuration of argon. So similar to calcium, how many electrons will be present in the calcium? 20 electrons. 20 electrons are converted into 18 electrons. How many electron will be lost? 2 electrons. Plus sign indicate that loss of electrons. After the plus sign, the number indicate that how many electrons are lost by the metals. So it is converted into argon configuration. After that, cations and formation of anions. List of some list of cations and some list of anions. Formation of cations. Formation of cations. Sodium cation. Sodium cation, that is Na plus 1. Second one is magnesium cation. Mg plus 2. Third one is aluminum cation. Here Al plus 3. Fourth one is potassium cation. K plus 1. Calcium cation. Ca plus 2. Lithium cation. Li plus 1. Beryllium cation. Be plus 2. Boron cation. B plus 3. Cuprous cation. Cu plus 1. Cupric cation. Cu plus 2. Ferrous cation. Fe plus 2. Ferric cation. Fe plus 3. Zinc cation. Zn plus 2. Silver cation. Ag plus 1. Formation of anions. Formation of anions. Formation of anions. First one is nitride. N minus 3. Oxide. O minus 2. Fluoride F minus 1. Phosphide P minus 3. Sulfide S minus 2. Chloride Cl minus 1. Carbonate CO3 minus 2. Sulfate SO4 minus 2. Sulfite SO3 minus 2. Phosphate PO4 minus 3. Phosphite PO3 minus 3. Nitrate NO3 minus 1. Nitrite NO2 minus 1. Hydroxide OH minus 1. Cyanide Cn minus 1. Iodide I minus. Bromide Br minus 1. Hypochlorite ClO minus 1. Chlorite ClO2 minus 1. Chlorate ClO3 minus 1. 21. Perchlorate ClO4 minus 1. Hypobromite BrO minus 1. Bromite BrO2 minus 1. Bromate PrO3 minus 1. 25th perbromate BrO4 minus 1. Permanganate MnO4 minus 1. Manganate MnO4 minus 2. zincate, ZnO2 minus 2, acetate, CH3COO minus 1, bisulfate, HS4 minus 1, bicarbonate, HCO3 minus 1. How to we can write down the compounds? By using the crisscross method, we can write down chemical formulas. How will we form the compounds, chemical formulas by using crisscross method? The chemical formula is obtained. The chemical formula is obtained by the combination of one cation and one anion. ఒక క్యాటైన్ ఒక యానైన్ తీసుకొని క్రిస్క్రాస్ చేస్తే కెమికల్ ఫార్ములాస్ అనేవి ఫామ్ అవుతాయి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ ది ఫస్ట్ వన్ సోడియం క్యాటయాన్, sodium cation, what is the charge for the sodium cation? Na plus 1. Now we can take one anion, that is nitride ion, nitride. What is the symbol for the nitride? Here N, charge of nitride is minus 3. So we can write down as usual for the Na. Here also we can write down as usual for the nitrogen. We can write the cross mark. We can exchange the charges without the sign. Here what is the charge? 3. Here charge is 1. So these two numbers are not same, so we cannot cancel that one. ఈ రెండు చార్జెస్ అనేటివి సేమ్ కానప్పుడు మనం అలాగే రాసేస్తాం. అప్పుడు వాట్ ఇస్ ద కాంపౌండ్? Na3N. సో ద కెమికల్ ఫార్ములా ఆఫ్ sodium nitride, sodium nitride is Na3N. So we can take one more example for the compounds. Example 2. Magnesium cation, magnesium cation, and one anion we can take hydroxide. So what is the symbol for the magnesium cation? Mg plus 2, hydroxide means OH minus 1. So similar to we can write down Mg here we can write down OH, we can write down cross mark, we can write down exchange the charges. Here charge is 1, here charge is 2. So what is the compound? MgOH taken twice. So the chemical formula for sodium magnesium hydroxide is, what is the name of chemical formula? Chemical formula of magnesium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide is MgOH taken twice. So similar to, we can write down so many compounds. Next, one more example I can write down. Aluminium sulfate, we can write down example 3. Aluminium phosphate, aluminium cation, phosphate, what is the symbol for the aluminium cation? Al plus 3, phosphate PO4 minus 3. So we can write down Al here, we can write down phosphate PO4. So we can write down cross mark. Here charge is 3. Here charge is 3. So we can cancel the charges. 3 3. What is the formula? Al PO4, aluminium phosphate. Okay children, after that next class we can explain how to we can calculate the molecular weight. After that we can write down the oxidation state, how to we can calculate the oxidation number in the compounds. All these can explain next classes.